Hey guys, it's your girl Lakia Maria and welcome to another video here on the channel. Whether you're new to the channel or an OG, I primarily share planning and organizational videos plus crafting, and welcome to another edition of my Planning for 2023 series. This video is going to be a Hobonichi cousin review. If you're unfamiliar with my planning series, I not only share my journey in choosing a planner for the upcoming year, but also tons of tips and tricks. If you would like to see more details on my previous planning videos, be sure to check out the description box as well as for links to products featured. So the Hobonichi cousin, it's a lot of rave about it. Personally for me, I think it's overrated. I purchased this off of Amazon. I will be returning it. It was $60, and I'm not just returning it because of the price. I'm returning it because there's too many modifications that I would be making to this. It's just not, it doesn't make sense for me to keep it just to keep it, and also because everyone else is using it. Don't give into the hype of what everyone else has going on. It's time to choose the best planner for you. But let's take a closer. The Hobonichi cousin has this beige cover, and it is a paperback. As you can see, it has this binding, and wherever you turn it, it is going to lay flat. Okay? Now, a lot of people purchase the cover to go over this, the clear cover. So being that this is paperback, the clear cover is going to give it a little bit more durability, but there's also other covers that you can purchase as well. For example, I have this Moterm cover. These types of covers are pretty pricey. There's so many different variations that you can get. There's cheaper alternatives on Amazon as well. So just type in A5 cover and you should see it. Now, the Hobonichi cousin, they do have a B6 size. It's not the cousin, but no, it's an A6 size. I'm sorry. They have an A6 size. The Hobonichi cousin is divided into 3 sections that we'll get into. There is the months, the weeks, and the days. So when you open up the planner, you have this blank space here, which is great if you're going to put a vision board in your planner, or if you don't like the frills of creative planning, you can just leave this blank. Then you have the Hobonichi 2023 cousin page here. And honestly, if I were using this, this would be decked out. This would be decked out, as with this page. Then you have the perpetual calendar for the full year of 2023, last year, the current year we're in now, 2022, and all of 2024. Then you have this layout here, where you could do a number of things. You have January through June, so the first half of the year, and then the second half of the year. Now with this, you can keep a track of memories of the day on each line here, any appointments you may have, any birthdays you may have. There's space to be flexible within this, monthly goals, and you can put on the day that you accomplish said goal. So you can put your goals up here and then any notes down here. So that's just an option of how to use this page. Then we get into the monthlies. It goes from December of 2022 all the way to March of 2024. So as you can see with the monthly layout, you have this sidebar and bottom bar, and it starts on Monday, leaving the weekend over here. The boxes are fairly decent size. You can put your bills here, your appointments, your events, your birthdays, any type of memory planning that you want to do. This planner is also great for that. It's great to combine the two systems of having creative planning and functional planning. There's so much space to be flexible within this system. So for me personally, I don't like that the planner starts on Monday. My planner's, the calendar that I prefer is Sunday to Saturday. So for me, this system would not work. This monthly would not work because I would have to go in and modify all the dates. And it's like, for me to have purchased this planner, to have a preset calendar layout, to not have to create it every month, this just doesn't work for me. But that's section number 1. You have the calendar. Then it jumps right into the weeks, and there's tabs that you can of course purchase or make yourself to divide your sections. And the week is starting with the last week of December, including New Year's Day, and then you have literally all the weeks. And as you can see, there are different colors over here that breaks up the sections as well. So the weeks go all the way to the very last week of December, and for us, December 31st closes out a planner. So the next week in 2024, we'll be starting fresh on the 1st in a brand new month. No 2023 at all in the next planner in 2024. Now, one thing to note about the weekly, you have your calendar over here, your days at the top, Sundays are highlighted, and there is an hourly. Now, if you don't care too much about the hourly, you can very well use stickers within this system. There are sticker shops that specifically make Hobonichi cousin kits. Standard kits probably wouldn't work with this because these margins are a little more narrow than, say, that of a vertical happy planner, but there are plenty of shops that make Hobonichi cousin kits as well as Hobonichi weeks kits, and you can check that out. Moving on to the next section, so you can see up here when the weeks are over. Then we move into the daily, and all these tabs are indicating a different month of the dailies. Now, if you care more about the weeks and not so much the dailies, and it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do with all these daily pages, when you are daily planning, or if you choose to daily plan, don't overexert yourself. Don't force yourself to do more or just write things down for the sake of writing it down. I don't always do daily pages. Sometimes I'll do a weekly and I might not even finish filling out the weekly. That's just how things are. I do think that accountability does come into play of checking in with your planner more. Just how we check in with our devices. If we are using a system to keep us on track and hold us accountable of our to-dos and our goals and our tasks, then we need to check in with that system as well. So that is one of my goals for 2023 and the rest of 2022 is just checking in with the system that I put in place and not just having it there just to have it. So with this, if you're not going to necessarily make a daily, you could leave some pages blank. You could mark off this and just have regular notes pages. You could turn this into any list that you want to do. It doesn't necessarily have to be a daily, is my point. Then after this section, when we get all the way to December 31st, there are some extra pages in this planner. So you have a few of the grid pages. And also to note on the daily, you can see that there is a bit of, a guide here when it comes to the boxes. There's a timetable, which is great for mapping out a schedule. It says, write a recurring hourly schedule for each day of the week. This is useful for a variety of things, such as filling in the broadcast times of favorite television shows or splitting up house chores. Now, if you haven't heard of the time block system, I've shared videos on it. Jordan Page goes more in depth about it. I'll have more information in the description box. Instead of planning hour by hour, you're planning by chunks of time, and whatever you get done in that chunk of time, great. You don't carry it into your next block. You leave it and you move on to the next. Then when it comes to the next day in planning, whatever you didn't finish in that block, or if you have time at the end of the day where you mapped out to finish anything miscellaneous, then you can do that. But it's just being more strategic with your time. Then there's graph paper. This page is convenient for recording your daily weight or other ongoing changes when you have a certain target in mind. The extra space at the bottom is for additional notes. Then you have your favorites from movies to password. Is this a lock for like a password? Restaurants, music, books. This is a cute little page. Oh, it says movies, books, music, restaurants, events, games, and much more. And then they give you the 5 stars to rate. I like this. I would probably implement something like this into my personal planner. I like that. Then my 100. Make a list of up to 100 entries for anything you want. Things to accomplish this year, books you've read, movies you've seen, snacks you've tried, shops you want to visit. It's up to you. I also like this page. This is cool. Then my favorite things, very similar to what Happy Planner would do. That was one of the top things back in the day. Like the monthly dashboard page would have like current favorites. Then how to better enjoy a conversation, words to remember. Write down memorable phrases you encounter throughout the year that you don't want to forget. 365 days check-off sheet. Interesting. This is also good if you have a certain goal in mind. You can mark off how many days of the year you do it at the top. You can just write the goal. Gifts, addresses, personal notes, and then that is it for the planner. So I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Do you think this is worth the $60? And for those that are invested in the planner community and have seen how beloved this is within this community, do you think the planner is overrated? I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you've used the Hobonichi Cousin, share your tips and how you've used it in the comments. Would love to continue the conversation with you there. Be sure to check out all the links in the description box to related videos as well as products featured. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Would love to have you stick around. And of course, I love you guys. Stay safe. Happy holidays. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.